than the supreme best.
10 psychedelic R&B and soul songs that changed the 1970s forever. You've heard the beats sampled 1,000 times. You know the bass lines that became hip-hop's foundation. But you don't know the stories behind the songs that turned soul music inside out, wrapped it in wah-wah guitars and Moog synthesizers, and created a sound so revolutionary that 50 years later, we're still trying to catch up. These tracks didn't just top the charts, they rewired what was possible. Number 10, Curtis Mayfield, Move On Up, 1970.
Hush not, child, and don't cry.
Curtis Mayfield's solo debut opened with nearly 9 minutes of pure inspiration. But here's what most people don't know. The song completely flopped in America, didn't chart at all, while hitting number 12 in the UK.
Remember your dream is your only.
21 musicians crammed into that studio, and Mayfield recorded it just months after leaving the Impressions, the group that made him famous.
With just a little faith, if you put your mind to it, you can surely.
Then came the twist. The song became a soul classic decades later, not in 1970.
Watch out, but just a move on up.
If you've ever walked away from something you built with your closest friends to chase a bigger vision, you know that kind of faith doesn't come easy. Here's where it gets interesting.
So hush not, child, and don't.
Mavis Staples said Mayfield played it for her father, Pops, first, nervous as hell, and Pops told him, "That's my boy."
Move on up.
The song that nobody wanted in 1970 became the anthem that defined ambition.
Just move on up.
Sometimes the world just isn't ready yet.
Move on up. And keep on wishing.
Number 9, Edwin Starr, War, 1970.
What is it good for? Absolutely. Now listen to me.
Berry Gordy didn't want the Temptations anywhere near this song. Too controversial, too political, too risky for Motown's biggest male group.
Bang! Wow. Send only to the Undertaker.
So Norman Whitfield gave it to Edwin Starr instead, a singer with nothing to lose and everything to prove.
Heartbreaker. He's got one friend, that's the Undertaker.
Released in June 1970, War hit number 1 and stayed there for 3 weeks. But here's what they don't tell you.
Absolutely. Say it again.
While it was number 1, Starr couldn't book shows. Venues wouldn't touch him. Radio stations loved the song but feared the singer. And that's where the real story lives. Those ad-libs you know by heart, Good God Y'all, and Absolutely Nothing. Pure Starr, recorded in the moment, turning a protest song into a primal scream. The most successful anti-war anthem in American history came from a man the industry tried to silence while his record sat at number 1. Real talk. Only 9% of you watching this are actually subscribed. That hurts a little, not gonna lie. We spend hours digging through archives, fact-checking every detail, bringing these stories back to life because this music deserves to be remembered. And you're here because you care about that too. So if these videos mean something to you, if you've ever said, damn, I didn't know that, or felt something while watching, just hit subscribe. It's free, takes 2 seconds, and it tells YouTube to show this to more people who love this music like we do. Let's build this together. All right, back to the story. Number 8, Marvin Gaye, What's Going On, 1971.
Father, we don't need
Berry Gordy called it the worst piece of crap I ever heard.
love and conquer.
his own brother-in-law. Marvin Gaye had just recorded a song about Vietnam veterans, police brutality, and dying oceans. And Motown's founder wanted it buried, but Motown's sales team went rogue. They pressed 100,000 copies without Gordy's permission. Within a week, 200,000 sold. By March 1971, it hit number 1 on the R&B chart and number 2 on the Hot 100. Here's the part that still echoes. Gaye's brother Frankie came home from Vietnam with stories that made Marvin's blood boil.
Brother, 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 there's far too many.
The song that Berry Gordy wouldn't release became Rolling Stone's number 1 greatest album of all time 50 years later, and that's a different kind of vindication. When the entire industry tells you your vision is wrong and history proves them all blind. Number 7, Sly and the Family Stone, Family Affair, 1971.
To be somebody you just love to burn.
Family Affair hit number 1 in December 1971, but only Sly Stone and his sister Rose actually sang on it. The Family Stone was falling apart from drugs and ego, so Sly recorded most of it alone, playing every instrument himself, overdubbing until the tape hissed like static. That drum machine pulse you hear? Revolutionary in 1971, hypnotic, cold, nothing like the sunshine funk they'd built their career on. Then came the darkness.
Yo, you're still checking each other out. Ooh.
If you've ever watched something you created with your closest people collapse into paranoia and addiction, that's what "there's a riot going on" sounds like.
It's a family affair.
Billy Preston played piano. The rest, Sly, alone in his studio, the last number 1 hit they'd ever have.
You see it's in the blood.
The group that preached unity and integration ended with one man in a room recording the loneliest funk song ever made. Sometimes family affairs are exactly that poisonous. Number 6, Undisputed Truth, Smiling Faces Sometimes, 1971.
Smiling faces till
Norman Whitfield recorded this first with The Temptations, a 12-minute haunted house of paranoia. Then Eddie Kendricks quit the group in March 1971, and Whitfield gave the song to his experimental trio, Undisputed Truth. Their 3-minute version hit number 3 on the Hot 100, number 1 on Cashbox. But here's the twist nobody talks about. A year later, Whitfield gave Papa Was a Rolling Stone to Undisputed Truth first. It flopped completely. Then he gave it to The Temptations, and they scored their final number 1. The irony cuts deep. Joe Harris nailed Smiling Faces in 40 takes, singing about backstabbing friends while wearing gold face paint and white afro wigs. Their only top 40 hit. You know that feeling when you get one shot and execute it perfectly, but the second chance never comes? That's Undisputed Truth's entire career in one song.
smiling faces, smiling faces.
Number 5, The Temptations, Papa Was a Rolling Stone, 1972.
Papa was a rolling stone.
The Temptations hated this song. When Norman Whitfield played them that 4-minute bass intro with no vocals, they thought he'd lost his mind. Otis Williams didn't even want to record Run Charlie Run on the same album, but that opening lyric created problems. It was the 3rd of September, that day I'll always remember. Dennis Edwards' father actually died on that date. The song that would become their last #1 hit, that would win 3 Grammys, started with Dennis Edwards singing about his own father's death without anyone knowing. And if you've ever had to perform your deepest pain for millions of people while they dance and sing along, you know that's a different kind of torture. The song hit #1 in December 1972, 12 minutes on the album, nearly 7 on the single, the last real classic the Temptations ever recorded, built on one man's private grief. Number 4, Isley Brothers, That Lady, 1973. They'd recorded Who's That Lady back in 1964 as a smooth cha-cha. It went nowhere. 9 years later, youngest brother Ernie didn't want to touch it again. Been there, failed that. But Ronald Isley convinced him, we'll change everything. Ernie had learned guitar from Jimi Hendrix when Hendrix toured with them in the mid-60s. That Hendrix-style sustain with fuzz distortion, that became the opening riff that announced the Isley Brothers 3+3 era. The song hit #6, stayed there 3 weeks, their first top 10 since It's Your Thing, 4 years earlier. Here's what makes it remarkable. You took a failed song from your past, completely reimagined it, and proved that sometimes you're not wrong, just early. That guitar solo Ernie plays, guitar students still deconstruct it note by note. Number 3, Ohio Players, Funky Worm, 1973. Walter Juni Morrison found that ARP synthesizer in a shop in New York City, heard an Arabian-style riff in his head, and bought it on the spot. That high-pitched whine became the most sampled sound in West Coast hip-hop history.
Don't fight the feeling. Don't fight it.
The song hit #1 R&B, #15 pop in May 1973.
I want to know.
Yes, of course.
We do? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
You're welcome.
Morrison did that granny voice as a live skit, then recorded it to cement the track together. But here's where the story turns. When the Ohio Players signed with the Mercury in 1974, Morrison left the band.
Do we get paid for this?
They got bigger without him. Fire, Love Roller Coaster, platinum albums. Morrison joined Parliament Funkadelic, continued pushing boundaries, but Funky Worm remained his signature. NWA, Dr. Dre, Ice Cube, they all borrowed that synthesizer.
In the ground, yes it is.
That's right.
The man who created G-Funk's signature sound never got his flowers until after he died.
Yeah. When he grabs his guitar and starts to pluck, everybody wants to get it.
If you've ever innovated something that everyone copied while you stayed unknown, you know exactly what that theft feels like.
Going back in his hole just the same way he came out.
Number 2, Stevie Wonder, Higher Ground, 1973.
Turn me up just a little bit.
Stevie Wonder wrote and recorded Higher Ground in 3 hours in May 1973, playing every instrument himself. Clavinet, drums, moog bass, all of it.
Keep on
That song about reincarnation, about getting second chances, hit number 4 on the Hot 100. 3 months later, a log crashed through his windshield. 4 days in a coma. When road manager Ira Tucker sang Higher Ground into Stevie's ear in that hospital room, Wonder's fingers started moving with the music. First sign he'd survive, the album Inner Visions dropped 3 days before the accident. And if you've ever created something that saved your own life without knowing it, that's a different conversation with God. Wonder woke up talking about spiritual awareness and second chances, the exact themes he'd recorded months earlier. Sometimes songs know things we don't. Number 1, Earth, Wind and Fire, Shining Star, 1975. Morris White was walking under a starry Colorado sky at Caribou Ranch when the line hit him. "You're a shining star no matter who you are." Took that back to the band, and they recorded it live before layering horns and harmonies. Released January 1975, Shining Star hit number 1 on both the Hot 100 and R&B charts. First time Earth, Wind and Fire topped both. The album That's the Way of the World made them the first R&B group to simultaneously top album and pop charts. But here's what that song represented. While Sly Stone was recording paranoid, drugged out funk about families falling apart, Earth, Wind and Fire said the opposite. You're special. You matter. No politics, no protest, just pure self-empowerment wrapped in funk that made your spine tingle. Morris White synthesized African mysticism, jazz fusion, and disco before disco took over. The song that made them superstars was also the blueprint for every feel-good anthem that followed. Take you very far.